Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the UIM Completionist. In the last one I opened 1000 hardcore caskets and the loot from that got me well past the halfway point of our overarching goal of 1 billion GP to fund 200 mil fletching. But before I can go and make more money, we also got 63 master clue scrolls, and with my full-time job that will probably take like 2 weeks to complete, so I better get started and I hope you'll enjoy. When I was collecting the hard clues, I already knew that we will be in a predicament like this with a bunch of master clue scrolls to complete, so I came prepared. I already have my silver key to complete all of those Shades of Morton steps. Without this, on a UIM those take literal ages. And I also already have my Lava Dragon Bones, I have my Green Mines Ale, I have additional Redwood Pyrologs. I think we are prepared, and the strategy for the master clue scrolls is just I will try to do the fastest steps possible just to complete as many clues as fast as possible so I don't have to juggle as many, because juggling like 60 clues takes well over a minute and it's pretty annoying to do. Actually, before I go and do those masters, there is also a question of actually storing my gold somewhere. Usually UIMs store their excess gold in coffers. There is one at Nightmare Zone and one in Ferox Enclave. Both of those store 262 million. And I already maxed out both of them. There's a third one at the Scar Essence Mine, but I don't have Desert Treasure to complete, so I cannot access that one. So my only remaining option is to build a bedroom at my house and build a Servant's Money Bag. This will store a whopping 3 million gold. And as for the rest, I have to carry it with me until I go and do Desert Treasure 2. Create an Unstrung Dragonstone amulet. I would like to thank the past me for having my back with the crystal shards and the crystal key. Nice, I got an absolutely fantastic triple step master clue, so I will save this, drop it on the ground, and every time we get another triple stepper, I will pick up this one, do all 3 steps, then drop it, pick up the other one, and then combine the 3 steps. This one is amazing because it's 3 very fast steps and no wilderness required. It's like the perfect triple stepper. Ah, there we go. It had to happen at some point. The Armadillo Helm step. It's the only singular step that I cannot do. I don't have an Arma Helm. This master clue is gone. Another update on the master clues. A bit sadder this time. I had a pile of 20 masters on this tile and now, as you can see, they are all gone. I forgot to juggle them. I based my timers on the clue juggling plugin, but it seems that it doesn't work perfectly when it comes to master clues specifically. It works very well for any other tier, but for some reason, for masters, when you have a pile on one tile, as soon as you pick one up, the time for that entire pile is refreshed in the plugin, but it's not really refreshed in the game. You have to pick up every single one and juggle it. That's why I spread some of them around. These are all my wildy steps, for example. But if I spread all of them around, then I have so many boxes, I cannot see what the clue step is that I'm doing. So I kept all of the ones that I didn't touch yet in one pile, and then I forgot to juggle them. I'm not gonna lie, a loss of 20 master clues is pretty devastating, but even though I blamed it a little bit on the plugin, it's entirely on me. I should have just used a timer on my phone or something. That's what I used before I started using this plugin. And I should have remembered to just juggle it, but I didn't. So that's on me. I will clean up the remaining wildy steps, and then we will just continue on with not 100, but just 80 masters, hopefully. At least when it comes to death piles, I only ever trusted my phone timer. This will be the final step of the last master clue. There we go. The final toll of all the masters is 86. RIP to those 20 that I lost, but nothing I can do about that now. And final thoughts about doing master clues. They are so much more enjoyable when you do them in bulk compared to just doing one when you get a master. It's unreal. I had so much fun doing all these masters. Granted, they were a little heavy on the mind, like, oh, I have 50 more masters to do, for example, but they were just so enjoyable. So the question is, what now? The original plan was to go back to Tormented Demons after I'm done with the masters, but after seeing the cash stack at the beginning of the episode, I kinda got a little giddy to just go and grind more GP. So instead I think I will be going back to Konar Slayer and fishing for some Hydra tasks. It's not only my favorite boss, but after 5,000 kills of it, I still don't have the pet, and it's the only pet in the entire game I would ever consider actively going for, because I just love the Hydra pet. And I think now's the perfect opportunity, you know, Hydra gives a lot of gold, it gives me the pet that I'm going for. I think now's the perfect time to just go and grind it. And of course, in classic UIM fashion, I have to do something else before I can go and do something that I actually want to do. And this time I will be pickpocketing elves before we go and do Hydra, because the alchemical Hydra drops crystal keys quite often, and I would like to keep opening the elven crystal chest for the minuscule chance at the dragonstone armor, but I have run out of crystal shards and my armor still needs a little bit replenishing, so I will be buying those battle staves here, one of my daily drops, since the elves also give fire orbs when pickpocketed, and I think we will just keep pickpocketing them until I get enough fire orbs to use up all of those battle staves, and that should be a nice dosage of shards. I have some stuff death banked, and we should theoretically never die here with a maxscape, since elves hit for a 5 if they catch you pickpocketing, and the maxscape should always proc. But just as an extra precaution, I downloaded a plugin called Pickpocket Guardian that will stop me from pickpocketing if my health drops too low. And I'm spam clicking right now, and it just literally won't let me pickpocket. After pickpocketing elves for 2 days, we got a nice crystal shards dosage. This should last for a while, and I also learned I really don't like doing this, so in the future when I need more, I will probably go and learn Zalcano instead. And now, it's Hydra time. Sometimes when I say that Hydra is my favorite boss, I get met with questions like, how come you like Hydra at all? It's literally the most boring fight in the entire game. Is it just about the rewards? And sure, the rewards are the main reason why I grind Hydra in the first place, but the reason why I like the fight itself has to be how accommodating it is to playing other accounts at the same time. Back when I was maxing, I was using a blowpipe, and I tried playing my free-to-play UIM at the same time on the side, and it was really challenging then to use a 2-tick weapon and to keep track of the 1, 2, 3 cycle and do something on another account at the same time. And then 2 years ago I made my no quest hardcore and added that into the mix, sometimes fishing or like now making planks. And recently I also started playing on a free-to-play hardcore Ironman on RuneScape 3, and granted, none of those accounts are really doing anything click intensive, but I really enjoyed progressively having to keep track of more and more stuff on the side, picking up loot on one account, doing something on another, now making urns on RS3, all the while staying on top of Hydra's attack changes. I like it very much. There isn't any way to get noted crystal keys, at least not yet, so in the meantime I cannot do any big openings even though I would love to, and I just have to do those small openings of a few keys at a time because I can't hold anymore. I've opened the crystal chest 210 times already. I record every single one just in case, but I never got anything. And I don't put them in the videos because I didn't get anything yet, but if I get something one day, you'll know. Oh, cool! A letter. I think I made a clip like this in the last episode. Here's a mildly interesting, unexpected update that's related to Hydra. Jagex just banned a bunch of accounts that were in Reign of Terror, the clan, and one of those was a now former rank 8 UIM, Jarl Kent Bank, and he also was rank 1 Hydra for UIM and the only person with over 10,000 kills, so there is nobody with 10k KC at Hydra anymore, and I got a free rank. So I was just watching UIM Loki, as you do, shoutout Loki, and he was back at top. He was showcasing his method of obtaining the 100k back from the Grand Exchange collection after he died, and it dawned on me that this is another way we can store our gold. As an Ironman, I can use the Grand Exchange only to buy a bond. I don't even have an option to buy or sell anything, it just says offer to buy a bond. So this is a little bit risky, but not really. There is a minuscule chance that somehow the bond will crash in the moment that I'm buying it, but I don't even think it's realistic, so I'll set it for 10 mil. The actively traded price is 12 mil, so I think for 10 mil we are safe, and I will cancel this offer, and now we have the 10 mil here to collect anytime. Cool! So I have 50 mil here so far, and the possibility of storing an additional 30 once I get it. I got a Gargoyles task, and I was just about to go AFK them in the Slayer Tower as I usually do, but then I realized that if I ever want to complete Elite Combat achievements, and I definitely do, then I gotta start doing bosses that I wouldn't otherwise be doing, and Grotesque Guardians are definitely on that list. I've never done that boss, so I decided, yeah, sure, they drop some good alks, might as well. I looked up a guide real quick by a guy called Xtile, and the guide was less than 3 minutes, and I feel prepared and ready, so wish me luck. Nice, and that should be it. I had to tally out for the first time, but on the second trip, I made it. We should get some combat achievements, there we go, a bunch of points, and a guaranteed collection log slot in the Granite Dust. Even though the uniques from this boss aren't anything to write home about, they're good for just ticking them off in the collection log, but it has a unique combination of being very good for crystal keys and having good alks. Hydra also drops pretty good crystal keys, but Grotesque Guardians are much faster. Technically, the Deranged Archaeologist is the fastest, but he doesn't drop any good alks, so the Grotesque Guardians might be a good medium. Also, I got 5 KC now, so that means we can use the quick start option on the bell. So let me quickly swap this, because I don't think I will ever watch the cutscene again. Even though it's good, there's a new collection log, the Granite Hammer. As I said before, these are not really useful, but they're useful in a sense where we get +1 collection log. This is the riveting commentary you subscribe to this channel for. As for my thoughts on the boss, I'm at about 30 plus KC now, and I can see this being fun with a slightly better suited inventory, but for now my inventory is so terrible that I can do 1, 2, maybe 3 kill trips, and it's annoying in that regard. And that's KC number 50, which also marks the end of my adventure with this boss, at least for now. We should get a little CA for that. And I think it served its purpose for being a little break from Hydra, some easy CAs and even 2 collection log slots. But with the current state of my inventory, there's just no point in me camping this long term, but I think if I get my affairs in order sometime in the future and I won't be hoarding this much garbage, I would love to camp those. So I'll be dropping this Granite Dust, no need to keep it anymore, and I will finish the rest of the task at regular gargoyles. To be honest, with me doing just 2 or 3 kill trips, it feels like regular gargoyles would be much better GP per hour anyway. This video is already all over the place, so might as well embrace it, and I really wanted to show you something cool that I found on a bike ride today. So a bit of deep lore about me is that every Friday I take my bike and I go downtown and I get some takeout to start the weekend off with some good food. And I just love this feeling of being done with all the work. I take my bike, I clear my head, I go through a forest, I love nature, it's just a fantastic feeling. And today I start a 3-week vacation, so I decided to treat myself with exploring an entirely new path, because there's only so many paths in the forest, so I have to save them for special occasions like that, and exploring a new path is probably the best feeling ever when you're going through a forest. Anyway, I stumbled upon this piece of pipe laying by the road, and when I looked inside, someone went through the effort of painting a bunch, and so many, what looks like Nordic runes to me. I don't know, it looked really, really cool. I just wanted to share that. I unblocked Kraken in the off chance we get a task and I can go and do the remaining combat achievements, and one of them is to do 100 kills in one instance, and we just got a task of 99 Krakens. And that is a clean 6,000 Hydra KC, which means we did about 1,000 kills this video with nothing to show for it. No spare claw, no dragon knives, and definitely no pet. 1,000 kills for essentially nothing in terms of the log is pretty demotivating, so I think I'll be wrapping up here at Hydra and we will move on to something else. Is what I would say if I was a little bitch. The video doesn't end until we get the Hydra pet. Woo! Oh cool, another leather. This time it's a different color. Very mildly interesting, but if I pick up those cosmic runes right now, we will have over 100,000 cosmics on the free-to-play UIM. They are beyond useless. I would very much rather have even 100,000 body runes, but it's the big number good mentality kicking in. I guess the fact that you can't buy them in any store makes it a little bit cool. I never thought I'd see the day we get another claw. I only had 2 up to this point. It's 6,478 KC for my third claw, and I actually would like to keep it. Okay, I finished the trip, I can concentrate now. I decided to keep the claw because in some undecided future I would like to go to Zami and get a spear and then make a second lance, so I can take this spare lance to farm King Black Dragon, and on the off chance I get PK'd, I still have my main one. The problem with that is KBD is such a second-hand goal for me, I don't even know if it won't be years until I go down to doing it, so if I need space, the claw is the first on the chopping block. Yep, we got another one, and this one will be dropped for sure. Alright, I thought about it long and hard, and I need to fight off the Hoarder Brain Rot. The KBD goal is just way too far in the future. I will be dropping both of these claws. And I would like to turn your attention back to the free-to-play UIM for a moment, where I'll be getting an absolutely amazing milestone. Here is level 90 prayer. It's not even halfway to 99 at this point, we still have a long way to go to even get to level 92, but I'm in shock I got up to this far by only burying normal and big bones. Woo, and I absolutely forgot, here's combat level 125. Here is 7,000 Hydra, which marks about 2,000 KC since the start of this video, and you might be surprised to hear that I'm still enjoying this. Although, the only bad part is the kills take so long, I would like to release a video at some point. I've been gathering Calquats for quite some time now, but I never knew how long it takes to regrow a single fruit. The wiki doesn't have any info on it, and RuneScape 3 wiki says that one Calquat fruit regrows 40 minutes, which would make it in line with most of regular fruit trees, but Calquat is not a regular fruit tree, it's its own thing. Also, a fruit every 40 minutes would mean that there is the entire tree of 6 fruits every 4 hours, but sometimes I came here earlier than every 4 hours and the tree would be fully respawned by itself. So today I spent an hour just standing here and picking up fruit and marking timestamps every 5 minutes. And turns out one fruit regrows every 20 minutes, and it also tracks every 2 hours the tree is full. So I added that info to the wiki and it feels good to contribute something. I guess that's the sort of thing you do when you go dry in this game. Now that I've crossed 7,000 Hydra, it's became quite clear that this might take much longer than anticipated, so I've decided to come here and make a bunch of rough runes. Worst case scenario, we'll get a bunch of prayer XP, and best case scenario, I'll waste all of those wrath runes because I will spoon the pet, and at that point, I've already won. Hydra Claw and the Brimstone Key. Pretty excited for this one. There it is! 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 7,509 Equal Hydra. There it is! I just can't believe that I got it. My favorite pet in the entire game from my favorite boss in the entire game, and now I have it after going 2.5 times dry, which isn't anything crazy, but I started this grind in August. Now is November when I'm recording this. 3 months of Hydra. And I finally got it. I can't believe it. There's always this weird moment after completing a long grind like this, like, what do I even do now? I've been doing Hydra for such a long time, I don't even know what the next step is. So I didn't know what to do with myself. I came here to Konar and I checked the Brimstone chest. And it turns out I've opened it 1,314 times in my account lifespan. And I have 183 Brimstone keys right now, so if I got 3 more, the open count after I'm done with the opening will be 1,500, and that is a nice round number, so I guess we're going back to Hydra for 3 more Brimstone keys. That's 7,550 KC, which is a very cool milestone, because when I log out now and refresh this page, I'm now rank 3 Hydra for Ultimate Iron Man. And here's the last Brimstone key. And there's the last Hydra kill of the task, which hopefully means the last Hydra kill for the foreseeable future. Truly the end of an era. And before we get into the opening, I wanted to sum up the Hydra grind real quick. As I said before, it took me pretty much exactly 3 months, and in that time I killed a bit over 2,500 Hydra. Sadly, I don't have a clear loot from those 2,500 because all of the loot that I have in the loot tracker merged with my previous Hydra kills. But I found this screenshot from earlier on in the video of my loot bank, so let's compare the stacks, shall we? I got a bit over 140,000 blood runes, although only half of that is from Hydra, the other half has to be from some random rune crafting I did in the background. 2.7 thousand battle staves, about 1,000 each of Cadentines, Lantadimes, Snapdragon and Torstol, and a bit over 2,000 Quorms, and all of those dwarf weeds you see here, 1,720, 8,500 Dragon Bones, and roughly 90 million from raw GP and alks, so that is a huge boost towards the goal of 1 billion GP. The only thing I regret is not picking up Ranars and Avantos. I know it's crazy not picking up Ranars, but Hydra doesn't really drop that many. If I knew beforehand that it's gonna take so long, we would have gotten roughly 1,000 Ranars and Avantos, so I would have made space for that, but the inventory was cramped as it is, so maybe it's all for the best. Alright, from the Brimstone chest I only need Dusk Mystic top and bottom, otherwise I have all of the other pieces, and I won't bore you with the montage, I'll just interrupt if we get anything. Here's 186 Brimstone chest opening. Oh my god! Yes! Yes, we got the bottoms! Oh, the RNG does go in my favor after all. Just one piece left. And this will be the last key for a clean 1,500 Brimstone chest opened. We didn't get the other piece, but getting just one new piece is already pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting to get it. Take a quick look at the loot that we got. I'm keeping the diamonds and the magic logs, the rest will be processed real quick, and I guess it's time to wrap up this video. This video took a really long time to make, but I got a bunch of cool stuff. First and foremost, this Hydra pet. I know I mentioned it a billion times already, but it's my favorite pet in the entire game. The only pet that I ever wanted to actively go for, and I'm probably never going to pet hunt ever again. That was rough. And we also got the Dusk Mystic bottoms. It's crazy to think that I'm just one piece off completing the entire Dusk Mystic set. That was one of the very first goals that I ever had on this account. I got 1 to 99 Slayer doing Konar Slayer exclusively, and I'm still not finished. Pretty crazy to complete that set. Anyways, the road to 1 billion GP is still not finished. I still have a ways to go, and I have a lot of those supplies to process now. And between you and me, processing supplies is probably my favorite thing about UIM, so I'm excited to dig into this, even though it probably won't take that much time. Anyway, with all that said, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, hope you'll have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.